Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Job, the 42nd chapter. Then Job answered the Lord and said, I know that thou canst do everything, and that no thought can be withholden from thee. Who is he that hideth counsel without knowledge? Therefore have I uttered that I understood not, things too wonderful for me, which I knew not. So basically, Job, he just like humbles down quick. All right, it says here in the NLT, you asked, who is this that questions my wisdom with such ignorance? It is I, and I was talking about things I knew nothing about, things far too wonderful for me. Here I beseech thee, and I will speak. I will demand of thee, and declare thou unto me. You said, listen, and I will speak. Oh, you've said, listen, and I will speak. I have some questions for you, and you must answer them. Shit. I have heard of thee by the hearing of the ear, but now mine eye seeth thee. Right? And Job is here saying, like, I've only like heard about your acts and like know you through what I've heard. Right? In NLT, I had only heard about you before, but now I have seen you with mine own eyes. Meaning it doesn't mean that he saw the actual form of the Lord, because it says in the whirlwind, but he is like basically experienced the presence of the Lord as the Lord responded to him. Wherefore I abhor myself and repent in dust and ashes. And it was so that after the Lord had spoken these words unto Job, the Lord said to Eliphaz the Temanite, my wrath is kindled against thee and against thy two friends, for ye have not spoken of me the thing that is right, as my servant Job hath. So in all your attempts to try and speak on my behalf and defend me, you didn't speak rightly of me. Job spoke more rightly of me than you did. Therefore take unto you now 7 bullocks and 7 rams, and go to my servant Job, and offer up for yourselves a burnt offering, and my servant Job shall pray for you. For him will I accept, lest I deal with you after your follies, or lest I bring that judgment, really what I really should do to you. In that ye have not spoken of me the thing which is right, like my servant Job. So you came out here all accusatory, came rebuking Job, saying all this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, you wrong. You got the Lord himself telling you that you listen, bro, don't ever speak for me again. Verse 9, so Eliphaz the Temanite and Bildad the Shuhite and Zophar the Naamathite went and did according as the Lord commanded them. The Lord Yahweh also accepted Job. And the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. Also the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. Then came there unto him all his brethren and all his sisters, and all they that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house. And they bemoaned him, and comforted him over all the evil that the Lord had brought upon him. Every man also gave him a piece of money, and every one an earring of gold. So basically the Lord blessed Job again, right? He stood the test. The Lord blessed him, right, and increased him, and brought all those that were driven away from him back, and so on. So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep, and 6,000 camels, and 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 she-asses. He had also 7 sons and 3 daughters. And he called the name of the first Jemimah, and the name of the second Keziah, and the name of the third Karen Hapuk. And we'll go into those names after. Actually, let's just do it now. So the first was Jemimah. It says here, day by day, right? Yum, yum, or yum, yama. And yum is day. And the name of the second Keziah, Quataza Ya'ai, or Cassia, as it says here, daughter of Job. Cassia, a bark similar to cinnamon but less aromatic, so called from its being peeled off. And the third was Quaran Hapawak. It says here horn of antimony, which I think that's actually a type of, was it a rock or stone? Let's type that in here. Antimony. Yeah, it says a brittle silver white metalloid. Okay, a metalloid known since antiquity, primarily used in alloys for batteries and solders, and as a flame retardant in plastics, textiles, and paints. Interesting. So continuing in verse 15, and in all the land were no women found so fair, meaning so beautiful, as the daughters of Job, and their father gave them inheritance among their brethren. After this lived Job 140 years. So after all this, he lived an additional 140 years and saw his sons and his sons' sons, even 4 generations. So the Lord blessed Job to live so long, to enjoy all these things. It says in the NLT, Job lived 140 years after that, living to see 4 generations of his children and grandchildren. So Job died, being old and full of days. And that brings us to the end of the book of Job, the 42nd chapter, and the end of the entirety of the book of Job. And Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.